Hi guys! So today I thought I'd tell you guys a little story. So before I start telling it, this drawing is of one of my previous Dungeons and Dragons characters. Now, what Dungeons and Dragons is a game where you sit around like a table or on couches with dice and character sheets, and you role play maybe a fantasy, sci-fi scenario. I've been wanting to do like a Steven Universe Dungeons and Dragons, but my friend's already DMing like a couple of them, and I don't want to ask him to do too many. So this Dungeons and Dragons character is a character that I made a while ago. Her name is Kid Eldred Roland, and she is an elven wizard whose parents were killed by orcs. So she was taken in by a wizard named Ram Eldred, and she took his last name as thanks. And so Kid Eldred has a spell called Find Familiar, and so this spell can't be used, can't usually be weaponized. So what it is it summons a spell, not summons a spell, it summons an animal that can be, like, depending on your level, I think, a list of different types of animals. But the animal can't attack anything. So I'm going to tell you the story of how I nuked my team with a cat and managed to find the only way, or the only way I know of, to weaponize the spell. So during the first episode of that story, me and my friend's friend were playing Dungeons and Dragons, of course. And so it starts out, they're going to this tournament, and they're on an airship, which obviously it's like a boat, but in the air, kind of, I guess. And they get attacked by pirates. So I have the bright idea to cast Find Familiar. And at the time, I don't know that the animal can't attack. So the DM, being kind of spiteful, not spiteful, but no, he's not like spiteful, but he likes to mess with me sometimes. Instead of giving me like a ferocious animal, like a dragon or a lion, I mean, she has a dragon, but you can't even do a dragon or a lion at the moment. Like, when you're at that level, you can only do a certain small animals, like a snake or a cat. So he decides to give me a cat. So what happens next is I say, can I order the cat to jump from one airship to the other is the pirate's airship, and attack them? And the DM says, you can try. So I order the cat to jump from one airship to the other over a 20-foot gap. Now, keep in mind, this is a cat. So the cat jumps, and it hits the side of the airship, and it falls. And at this point, we're losing it. We are cracking up. Like, this is hilarious to us. And they make fun of me for maybe like a good 5 minutes. I might be exaggerating, but I'm just estimating about 5 minutes. So, cut to the next session, which I think takes place about a few days later. Since we've traveled a bit and went through a town, we get attacked by bandits. So there's about 5 bandits left out of the ones that we had already defeated. So we have a vampire in our team, and I have a pet dragon, and one of us has a pet snake. So what I decide to do is cast Find Familiar. And the DM, again, decides to give me a cat as my animal. So then, he has the the bright idea to make it the same cat. The very same cat that I ordered to jump across the airships. That has been falling for days. Because apparently it hadn't hit the ground. So casting this spell summons the cat about 10 feet off the ground, but because it had been falling for so long, it had picked up so much speed that it basically became a meteorite. So what happens next is it hits the ground, explodes, knocks out my entire team, kills one of our teammates, who is a vampire. He turned to dust, and he wanted to quit anyway, so that's how we wrote him out. And killed all 5 of the bandits. The only people who were left standing were my friend Snake and my dragon. And that's the story of how I nuked my Dungeons & Dragons team with a poor cat. So what happened next was we were outside a village full of stoners. So stoners find the cat meat or bandit meat, I don't know, and the vampire's ashes. They eat the bandit/cat meat and use the ashes as spices. I still don't know if it's bandit meat or cat meat that they ate. I don't think they care. And so, because of that, they became enthralled to the vampire. So they were going to continue to try to find a way to bring him back to life. Now, the campaign ended by then, so like we're on a new campaign. Like those characters aren't being used anymore. I mean, I might use Kid again sometime, but I don't think I'll ever be able to like recreate that. We had a tournament, and I was attempting to recreate the nuking of the team with the cat by summoning a cat and asking it to jump in the air as high as it can and fall, but it just doesn't work. Lost the tournament too, but I don't know if it's as funny to you guys as it is to me, but I think this is massively hilarious. Oh man. Anyway, I hope you guys liked this little story / speed paint, and I guess I will see you guys in the next video. And the speed paint's not done yet, but it'll probably be done by the time I finish telling this story, so I guess I'll just continue talking. I was gonna play some music at the end if the story was done for like a long time before the speed paint was over, but I don't think there's too much use of that right now. So I hope you enjoyed watching me draw Kid. I was gonna draw her little dragon there, but I was gonna draw him by her side, her little dragon Bobo. But the signature, he would be covering the signature. But I might draw him and her at some point. My friends hated her dragon, by the way, because apparently only rangers are supposed to have an animal companion. But they let it slide. But anyway, look at that. I'm really proud of how I did the eyes with the light blue heart-shaped highlights. Anyway, bye, I guess.